Hey, what's up, guys? Tuki here, back again with another episode of Rebuilding Hockey Town, and today we witness a rivalry renewed: Red Wings and Avalanche in the Stanley Cup Final. This should be a very interesting matchup. We have steamrolled our way to the final through Montreal, Ottawa, and Philly. We knew we had to win this year. We had to make it to the Cup Final because of the amount of turnover we are going to have with this roster in the upcoming postseason, including our third pairing being traded away, which is a guarantee still at this point. And this team, which has been absolutely poised to win the Cup this year. We were easily the favorites with the roster that we had, despite our question marks, mainly Ian Scott, who has been incredible this postseason. Needless to say, we have answered all of those questions. We've rose to the occasion. We are the favorites heading in to this matchup. But the question is, what are we going up against? I have no idea what the Avs look like at this point. And looking at their overall numbers, I'm a little bit scared to find out. 98 offense for Colorado. 93 defense, 88 goaltending. Well, I'd say the question of how did they get here has been answered. Their offense has to be ridiculous, but let's look in detail at what we're going up against here. And we start off with that top line. 91 overall, Gabriel Landeskog, a first-line forward. He has 13 points in this postseason. Colorado have played 17 games, so 13 points in 17 games isn't too shabby at all. Their top-line center, he's not 100%, but he has a very interesting attribute breakdown. 99 passing, but only 81 offensive awareness. Tyson Jost. That is intriguing, to say the least. He has 13 points this postseason. And the top line right wing, Malta Stromwall. Wow. I mean, we've seen him. For some reason, typically I use Peter Puck suggestions for him. I've changed them up on my own a little bit here or there. If you don't know what Peter Puck is, just Google it. If you enjoy making custom rosters for NHL, they do a hell of a job. They've been doing it for years. You know, if you don't like looking up how to make players yourself, or you don't want to look up how they should be, they make the creative players for you. You have to make them yourself on your game, but still, I'm going to stop plugging them. It's not like I have a deal with them. I just appreciate what they do. Malta Stromwall, though, consistently is a beast in my series, and this is no different. 19 points for him this postseason. He had 79 points in the regular season, 94 points a few short years ago. That top line is intriguing and incredibly dangerous. Second line, you have JT Compher, a second line grinder. Interesting, he only has 6 points this postseason. He is centered by Nathan MacKinnon. He has 11 points this year at a 91 overall. Only a second line forward as a 91 overall. And the second line right wing, Mikko Rantanen, who probably should be on the top line, a first line forward. And my God, 2 19-point getters on different lines. The first line right wing and the second line right wing. Can we look at their power play? That would explain it. They're on the same power play unit. Man, that is scary, because our PK unit isn't optimized right now. Of course, it's set up in a way to keep people happy with the morale system. That top line power play could rip us apart. That is the key to this series. Stay out of the penalty box. No doubt about that. We jump to the third line, where we have Chris Kreider, a second line forward. He has 5 points this postseason. He is centered by Matt Duchene, all the way down on the third line center spot. But he has 9 points this postseason as a second line forward. So, interesting. They have their own little logjam of capable players. And it gets a little bit worse, as an old face will be squaring off with us here. Zach Nastasiuk, a third line scoring forward. He has 7 points this postseason. 88 overall as a third line scoring forward. I'm not going to say we should have tried to keep him in this series, but he probably wouldn't be the worst player to have damn. And then we jump to the fourth line. Alvin Bartley, a fourth liner, legit fourth liner. He was a second-round pick in 2018. Low top nine is a second-round pick. Not great, but it's worked out for them as he is in their lineup. He has 6 points this postseason. He is centered by Jean-Christophe Bodin. He has 5 points, listed as a depth forward, but not too bad of a player. And the fourth line right wing, TJ Oshie. TJ Oshie. You refused to come to this team once upon a time. Now we're going to make you pay for it, as we're going to stomp out your hopes and dreams and probably send you into retirement. Overall, dangerous. Absolutely dangerous. I can see why they have the offensive rating that they do. We're going to be in for a very tough matchup. Defensively, it's not looking too much easier. That is a really good top pairing of Chris Bigras with Tyson Barrie, who is still playing at a Tyson Barrie level, 14 points in this postseason. A legitimate top two defenseman. Second pairing, we have Mason Geertsen. Mason G. That's your name. Listed as a depth defenseman at an 84 overall. Look at that defensive category and the physical category. He is a great defensive D-man. That's pretty crazy. Apparently hasn't even taken a shot this postseason, though. All right. He is on a line, or is a pairing, with Nicholas Meloche. Regardless, a second-round pick in the 2015 draft. In the third pairing, you have Patrick Seeloff. He's the guy who hit Clark MacArthur, isn't he? Isn't he the guy that went to Ottawa and hit Clark MacArthur in training camp, and then he came back anyway in the postseason? I'd assume so, because he has 99 aggressiveness. But he is on their third pairing with Eric Bronnstrom, a familiar face from the Nation United series, but only an 80 overall. But you look at the puck skills, he's a strong offensive defenseman, even if the overall isn't there. We jump to the goaltending, and it's flat out one guy that's got them there. 86 overall, Spencer Martin, a backup goalie who has a .932 save percentage this postseason. 2 appearances for Dylan Ferguson, and he hasn't done all that well. You do have an injury, though, to Eric Johnson, which is why Bronnstrom would be in, so that's huge. We'll go check the injury report. AJ Greer and Ostap Safin are the healthy scratches. I'm sorry it's taken so long to look at their lineup. I didn't plan on that kind of happening, but a very intriguing lineup, and I do like to see how the computer tends to build their teams. We have an interesting matchup on our hands. But it's a Stanley Cup Final video. Why not take our time, try to make it a little bit special, right? Now, if I can remember how to get to the injury report to see how long Eric Johnson is out for, that would be great so that we can jump into this series. He is out until June 15th. He is done. Eric Johnson out for the postseason. That is a huge injury. You would assume with his overall, he would have been a second pairing defenseman. So the Avalanche not at 100%. It is time, though, to begin this series. We are back in the Stanley Cup Final. We have home ice advantage. Can this hot streak continue all the way to the second cup in this series? Well, let's find out. Game 1 on home ice, Little Caesars Arena. Even though it's not in the game, I can't wait for it to be in the game. Moving forward, let's go. First period, and there we go. Good start. Real good start. Andrei Svechnikov, 5 minutes and 2 seconds into the first period. He strikes first. We draw first blood. We're up 1-0 after the opening 20. Second period, can we maintain that or at least add to the lead? And we can do both. Wow. Wow, the defense, the second pairing stepping up. Rasmus Dahlin and Nicholas Hague with the goals. Dahlin and then Hague with 41 seconds to go. The future captain of this team. I'm handing him the C at the start of next season. What a player he is. And we are up 3-0. Even in shots, but Ian Scott has been the difference maker. And there's that power play. There's that power play. It was the second unit, but I don't think it matters. Colorado has a wicked power play that we have to try to avoid. But thankfully, Tommy Hagman, there we go. Tommy Hagman gets us back in control. Once again, it is a 3-goal advantage, and that is all she wrote. The Red Wings defend home ice and take game 1. The opening goal in the first period for Svechnikov, Dahlin, and Haig, our second defensive pairing, with a goal apiece. They tried to battle back with an early power play goal for Nathan MacKinnon, but Tommy Hagman restored that 3-goal lead. 4-1 final in game 1, and there you have it. Once again, your first star, Ian Scott. I don't care if we miss out on the cup. I feel like it's safe to say I made the right decision in keeping him over Tristan Jarry. Now, will he ever reach the overall level that Jarry did? Maybe not. But they might still each end up with a cup apiece. That is a very, very strong possibility. We are just 3 wins away. Of course, the lineup hasn't changed all postseason. Or did it change in the first round? It hasn't changed in a while, and that will continue. Our team is set. It's either we win it or we don't. Flat out, we're not making any changes, even if this were to go to Game 7. But that's down the line. Maybe not even at all. Right now, it's time for Game 2. Let's do this. First period of this game. Holy okay, well. Okay, let's take a minute to dissect this, shall we? Let's just take a minute. Tyson Jost scored 28 seconds in. Tommy Hagman scored just over a minute later. Stromwall made it 2-1. Bodine made it 3-1. And then Quentin Hughes gets his first goal of the postseason, I do believe, to make it a 1-goal game. 5 goals in the first period. 3 goals on 9 shots for the Avs. The moment I start to praise Ian Scott, and this game has to make me look foolish. The good thing is, though, we're only 20 minutes in. We still have a lot of hockey to go. Second period, can we tie this game up? No, we cannot. Outshooting them 23-17, but a very quiet period after that ridiculous first. We begin the third period down by a goal, and we need to win this game. We cannot let Colorado walk away with a win on our home ice, as I realized I didn't hit the Y button. My apologies. We'll sim this period as we normally would. Power play for the Avs is killed off. We have a power play of our own. And, oh my God, Mikko Rantanen. Oh man, I thought we scored. I thought we scored. And the Avs bounce back in a huge way and take game 2 by the score of 4-2, neutralizing our home ice advantage. Spencer Martin with 32 saves, a 2-point night for Stromwall, and we have ourselves a series. We have ourselves a series, don't we? That's a bit of a buzzkill. Just our 4th loss this postseason. It's okay, though. We head to Colorado for Game 3. A very, very important game, to say the least. Opening 20 minutes. Can we get the lead? No, we cannot. And actually, Colorado struck first. Just 57 seconds into the first period, it was Landeskog, but Taylor Hall gets us on the board. A very even first period there, and it ends tied at 1 apiece. Second period. Okay. All right. Okay. EA, never mind. I know you can listen to me through my Xbox. Never mind. I do care if we win the cup. Okay? I do. I really do. Tyson Jost. 2 goals in the second period. And it's a 3-1 lead for Colorado as we start the third. This is not happening how I planned. But Quentin Hughes gets a power play goal, and that gives us life as we head in to the rest of the third period. Another power play. That one is wasted, though. About 5 minutes to go here. Can we tie this up? Or will Colorado take the lead? Done, yes! Stuart Pascale. Oh, my God. Once again, last time, I thought we scored. They scored. This time, I thought they scored an empty netter. No. Stewie Pascale. The game-tying goal with 30 seconds to go to force overtime. here in Game 3. I said this would be a pretty crazy series. I've certainly been caught off guard by some of the events so far, but I don't want to hype this up too much. It could end very quickly. Let's go. Overtime. Could it all be for naught, or will we complete the comeback to steal the win in Game 3? We need Owen Tippett. We need Taylor Hall. We need Nico. Somebody step up. Power play for the Red Wings, and it's Taylor Hall. Taylor Hall with the goal. There we go. What a comeback for the Red Wings as we steal Game 3 in Colorado. How do you like that? How do you like that? Landeskog, Taylor Hall, second period, 2 goals for Tyson Jost. But in the third period, it's 2 somewhat unlikely players in Quentin Hughes and Stuart Pascale tying it up. And then in overtime, he strikes again. Taylor Hall, determined to get one more cup in Detroit. He has a 2-goal performance. He was only the second star. They gave it to Tyson Jost instead, which I strongly disagree with, considering one of them had a game-winning goal. But that's okay. Keep disrespecting Taylor Hall. Keep doubting Taylor Hall. He will continue to prove you wrong in this series. We're up 2-1 in the Stanley Cup Final. Things are looking pretty good. Unfortunately, a lot of players not happy with their performance. I said I wasn't going to change anything. Even if we go to Game 7, that might change. But for the moment, it won't. Game 4, we're sticking with the same team. I don't know what the same team means. I genuinely don't know. First period here in Game 4. Oh, boy. All right. Okay. You know, Ian, I put a lot of faith into you. I praised you just a few short minutes ago. You're letting me down. Once again, Colorado 3 goals on 9 shots in the first period. Bodine, who continues to rip us apart. Bigras. Owen Tippett brings it back to within 1. And then Tyson Jost gets another goal, making it a 3-1 game. Not good. But once again, we do have time to turn it around. Let's see if we can do that in the second period. And there we go. There we go. Don't lose faith in this team. Taylor Hall strikes again. And Cole Lind, one of the players who just complained or lost morale. He didn't necessarily complain, but he lost morale for his recent performances. He ties this game up. And this is going to be interesting. Third period here in Game 4. Will we head back to Detroit with a tied series on our hands? Or will we head back to Detroit for Game 5 with the cup in the building? We're halfway through the third. Come on. We can do this. Nastasiuk. I knew he'd score at some point in this series. He picked a hell of a time to get that goal. Can we get a late goal, please? No, we can't. That's a bummer. Nastasiuk, the former Red Wing, gets the game-winning goal in Game 4. And unfortunately, this series will be tied yet again. It's essentially a best of 3 from here on out. This is not what I wanted necessarily, but needless to say, this series is interesting. The unfortunate thing is, you look at the last 3 games, 4 goals, 3 goals, 4 goals. They are getting to us, which makes me extremely concerned for Game 5. To the point where I might have to make a liar out of myself and maybe change things up here. We might have to change things up here. You know what? Let's take a look here. So 6 points for Svechnikov, 7 for Dahlin, 10 for Marsh. Pascale could get the bump up. Cole Lind's not doing too bad. And the fourth line, unfortunately... Well, actually, every line's contributed. That's the problem. Is there aren't too many players that are doing terribly. So what can we do here? So only 6 points for Svechnikov. He is shooting 10%. 7 points for Dahlin. 10 for Marsh. You know what? Let me just look here. Let me sort by points here. So only 4 points for Thomas. 4 points for Benoit Garou. 8 for Hagman. 7 for Lind. So let's swap those two around. Ruzicka with 8. Hagman with 8. Pascale with a very impressive 12 points. We have 10 for Marsh. Ruzicka had 8. Dahlin has 7. So we'll drop Dahlin behind Hagman, correct? Yep, he has 8. Okay. And then Svechnikov had 6. Right. And of course the top line is staying the same, no matter what. So do we go with something this different? Something drastically different? It might be worth the shot. I don't think it would hurt. I mean, that's the thing. We're still going to have a really good balance. Svechnikov on the fourth line is a bit concerning. It is a bit concerning, but it's not like Giroux and Thomas are scrubs, you know. Giroux does have some offensive ability, as does Robert Thomas. You know, I think we have to reward the players that have played the best. I didn't think, like I said, I just made a liar out of myself. I didn't think we would change anything, but given our defensive struggles, and I know I didn't change anything to the defensive pairings, that will come if we lose Game 5 here. But that's not going to happen. We're going to win this game, and we're going to head back to Colorado with the cup in the building. One way or another, the cup will be in the building, but we will be the team that has a chance to win it. Mark my words. Please don't, because I'm totally going to be wrong. First period of Game 5, and it is scoreless. A very defensive period, 8 shots to 5. So we struggled a bit to get the offense going, which, I mean, if you believe in like a chemistry system that doesn't actually appear in any way, you would say it's because I changed up the lines. Maybe it was just a rough period. Who's to say? Second period, can either team grab the lead? And that's not what I was hoping for. It is Landeskog. Gabriel Landeskog, the lone goal of this game so far. And the Avs are 20 minutes away from taking the lead in the series for the first time. We kill off that extended power play. Come on now. Come on, we have to get the offense going. Come on. It's not good enough. We have to get a goal. TJ Oshie just scored. Great. It's Spencer Martin. It is Spencer Martin. It's not a 90 overall goalie. It's someone listed as a backup. And he nearly shut us out. It's not going to be enough. Tommy Hagman at least ruins the shutout. But the Avs have the 3-2 series lead. Ian Scott, the first star of the game, he did his job. But our offense struggled. And again, you could blame the new line combinations if you want. But regardless of that, with this much offensive talent, there is no excuse for only getting one goal in that game. And now we're in trouble. We had a chance to have a 3-1 series lead, and now it's a 3-2 lead for the Avs. Not good. Not good at all. How the hell are we going to survive this? I don't know what to do now at this point. I really don't. How are we going to force Game 7 here? That's my question. That is my question. Now, plus-minus wise, Pascale and Marsh concern me. They really do. So what do we want to do here? I'm going to drop Hagman. I'm going to drop that second line. And we're going to try that. And again, if you believe that changing up the lines can screw up their chemistry, then boy, I'm probably letting you down right now. But when looking at the team that I think is, just in general the one that gives us the best chance to win, I'm willing to bet that this is the team that can do it. These are the line combos that can do it. It all comes down to this. June 1st, 2023, Game 6 of the Stanley Cup Final in Colorado. Let's do this. Let's do this. The Avs are 60 minutes away. Come on. First period of Game 6. Oh my God. So Chris Kreider gets the opening goal. Philip Hronek ties it. With 1:51 to go, Matt Duchene restores the lead. And then Rasmus Dahlin gets another huge goal. Both of our goals from defensemen. He scored with 18 seconds left to tie this game. 2 goals on 9 shots for Colorado. Right, I have nothing to add to that. Second period, oh my god, the goals keep coming. Thankfully, it's on our side. Andrei Svechnikov and Adam Ruzicka with the goals. Chris Kreider brings it back to a one-goal game with his second of the game. And, oh god, third period, let's go. I can't hype it up. There is no narrative that needs to be applied here. It comes down to this. Pascale, a huge goal. 5-3 for the Wings. We're halfway through the third. Stromwall scores on the power play. It's 5-4. Oh my god, 5 minutes to go here. Can we hold on? Dahlin, the empty netter. That will do it. A barn burner in Game 6. 10 goals between the two teams. 10 goals between the two teams, but we get the better of them. And we have forced Game 7 back in Detroit. Now, truly, it all comes down to this. What are the odds, man? A 2-1 game and then a 6-4 game. Unbelievable. The sad thing is, no matter the result here, if Colorado wins, we still would have lost less games than they did. They're going to finish with, if they win, 8 losses. The most will finish with the 7. So that's just, I'm sure it's not that uncommon, but it's a little bit sad. It would be a little bit sad. As far as the lineup goes, I'm scared defensively. You know what? No, it's the last game of the year. I can't worry about morale. Right now, we can go through, and we can put the best team on the ice for power play and penalty kill. That is what we have to do. No doubt about that. So, who has the best offensive categories here? Svechnikov, an 87 and a 94 for passing. He has a good shot. 92, 87, and a good shot for Dahlin. Cole Lind does have a good shot and good offensive awareness, but not quite ideal. He could be put on the point if we needed him. Cole Lind wouldn't be a bad player to have there. Marsh isn't terrible. Oh, shit. So, hold on. Hagman, Giroux, Thomas. I'm going to go best lines. So, we had Hagman, Giroux, Thomas. We had Ruzicka on the third line. Let's put Pascale back in over Kujawinski. That's a little bit telling that's where it puts him. But the power play unit, it goes with Dahlin, Ruzicka, and Marsh. We're going to go with it. How about the penalty kill? Pascale isn't the best. Let's put Giroux with Lind. And actually, hold on. Top pairing needs to be Haig and Ekblad. And we can have Thomas, but who else do we want there? All this could be for naught. We could lose Game 7, and this could be completely irrelevant, and I apologize for that. But I have to double check here. We could use Marsh, Hagman. Let's use Vic Marsh. Instead. He's not much of a center. That's a little bit concerning, but we will play him at center. That's risky, but hopefully we can just stay out of the box. That's the hope. That is the hope. And you know what? Aside from Giroux, in that instance, we'd want to put Nico Hischier out there. Guys, I think we're good. It's a little bit of a risk, and actually, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to have Dahlin. We'll have Ruzicka. I'm going to put Cole Lind out there instead of Vic Marsh. I trust that slap shot power. We're going to give Cole Lind a chance. Offensively, I am going to change it up. Let's go. Let's take Quentin Hughes out of there. You know, I thought I was comfortable with it. I'm not. Let's go with Ekblad, Dahlin, Liljegren, and Hronek. Ekblad, Hronek. There we go. I feel better about that. We're good. It comes down to one game. The fact is, no matter what the line combinations, no matter what the power play setup, we should be good enough to win the cup. So let's get it done. Game 7 on home ice for the Stanley Cup. Let's do this. First period. And again, a pretty high scoring period. 3 goals in the first period. Malta Stromwall does get the opening goal early on from near the blue line, but Tommy Hagman tied it. And then with 4:13 to go, Adam Ruzicka gives us the lead. All right, good start. We won the first period, but we still have a ways to go. Second period, oh my God, yes! Ruzicka, another one, and Owen Tippett makes it a 4-1 game. We have a 3-goal lead heading into the third period. Let's go. Let's go. Come on, one more goal. Ice this game. Power play for Detroit. We can't do anything with it, but at least killed off time. We're halfway there. Halfway through the third period. Come on. Come on, one more goal, please. Put me at ease. Put me at ease. We're good. We are good to go. Damn it. Ah, fuck. Sorry, guys. It glitched. I mean, I'm happy we won the cup. I hit the X button. I wanted to just get the time down a little bit further, and it simmed through. So I believe that's both times now we've won the Stanley Cup, and I've missed the celebration. Oh, it's awful, and I missed the 3 stars. But damn it, it is what it is. Don't act like you haven't seen the Cup celebration before. As nice as it is, and as nice as it would have been to see this team on ice, I don't care. That's what I care about right there. This banner, this lovely banner, as we have won our second Stanley Cup in franchise history. As anticlimactic as that ending was, and I apologize, but we have done it. We've done it. What can I say? And how many times do you really need to see that celebration, right? Oh my God, we just did it. We avoid disaster, and we win the Stanley Cup in 7 games. I would only assume Owen Tippett has won the Conn Smythe. 27 points in 22 games, 21 for Taylor Hall, 17 for Honeck, 16 for Hischier, and 14 for Pascale in this postseason. The fact that Nick Hague outscored Andrei Svechnikov is a little bit concerning. But we did it, man. We did it. We have won the Stanley Cup for the second time in this series. Ian Scott, a .926 save percentage, a couple of rough performances, but overall, he gets the job done, and we have brought a cup back to Hockeytown again. Now, before we can look at the awards to wrap up this episode, we do have to sim forward another day or two, and it only took one day. The Syracuse Crunch have won the Calder Cup, but who cares about that? It could happen in real life, actually, but we've done it. We have done it for the second time in 3 seasons. The Detroit Red Wings are Stanley Cup champions. We lost in the first round. We were embarrassed, but we bounced back this year. We win the Stanley Cup as the President's Trophy winners. How do you like that? Is the dynasty underway? I'd say we're 1 cup away from being able to call this a potential dynasty. Unbelievable. Owen Tippett wins the Art Ross Trophy. Nikolai Ehlers wins the Hart. Philip Hronek wins his 2nd consecutive Norris Trophy. Owen Tippett wins the Lady Byng, my hero. I believe that's Justin Hollett. It might be Jordan. Don't care. Conn Smythe goes to Owen Tippett. And look at that. Tristan Jarry won it before. Billy Husso won it last year, and we actually acquired him, of course, so he wins the cup again. Congrats to him. The Vezina goes to Carter Hart. Unfortunately for him, he didn't make it to the Cup Final. He also won the Jennings. The Masterton to Sergachev. Austin Matthews wins the Selke. Ehlers to Ted Lindsay. And Tarasenko, the Rocket Richard. Unfortunately, the streak is over. The Grand Rapids Griffins have lost for the first time in 3 years. But we'll see if they were able to pick up any hardware. Wisniewski, Joey Wisniewski, won the Eddie Shore Award as the league's best defenseman. Is that it? Unfortunately, that is it. But still a decent year for Grand Rapids. And as for the main team, one hell of a year. As anticlimactic as this has been, because during the Cup celebration, the main focus would have been, enjoy this now, because in the next episode, the next 2 episodes, we begin to retool to deconstruct and once again rebuild this team, as a lot of familiar faces will once again be out the door. But for now, we get to celebrate. For now, we get to take solace in the fact that we have once again won the Stanley Cup. The 2023 season belongs to the Detroit Red Wings. Guys, that will do it for this episode. Of course, I hope you did enjoy. If you did, make sure to hit that like button to help support the video and the channel. Subscribe if you haven't already to continue following this series and others. Follow me on Twitter at Tukey24 for updates and other random stuff, and join the notification squad to make sure that you never miss a video. And I'll see you guys in the next episode of Rebuilding Hockey Town.